What's up, guys? I'm back. It's the Beat Street Bully Billionaire, baby. And I'm gonna break down this week's Shriners. Zozo Championship, baby. Shriners was last week. We're going Zozo this week. Let's go, okay? Japan. Over in Japan, we got a little bit of a deeper field this week. Wasn't a garbage scrub fest like last week. Tom Kim took it home, took it down. He was 30-1. Middle of the event, could have easily snook a pluck on him, okay, if you were smart, savvy. I didn't do it, so don't look at me like I did it, because I didn't do it. So we're going to take a look at the Zozo, okay? Who do we like? Who are the top plays? Who are the top plucks, okay? We're going to go into the odds. We're going to take a look at the odds, okay? We're going to rattle off some names here. Let's see. The Zozo Championship. Bear with me. We got field starting off with Xander Schauffele as the favorite. Xander Schauffele comes in the favorite at 7-1, Morikawa 12-1, Sung Jae 14-1, Ricky Fowler 16, Minwoo Lee 16, Hideki 16-1, Sahith Theegala 18-1, Cam Davis 20-1. To round off that board with Keegan Bradley, defending champ, coming in at 22. Now here's why. You're going to see why in a second, why that's important. But first of all, we're going to go Zozo. Zozo notes. What do you got? Par 3s. 3 holes from 175 to 200 yards, 1 from 125 to 150, and 1 from 150 to 175. Par 4s. 4 holes from 350 to 400 yards, 1 hole from 400 to 450 yards, 5 holes from 450 to 500 yards. So that'll be important. Par 3s. You have 5 holes, or no, 3 par 5s. 3 par 5s from 550 to 600. So that'll be the most important. Okay, long irons, long drives, like we see here, hitting small greens, always your fairways. That's the type of things you're going to see this week, okay? You're going to want to hit out of these fairways. They're nice, soft, lushy fairways. Now, they did say driving distance should be important, okay? And the accuracy, not as important, but there is an importance to hitting out of fairways always in a golf course. It doesn't matter where you're at. Previous winners, Keegan Bradley, with the runner-up being Ricky Fowler, Andrew Putnam, Hideki Matsuyama, 2021, with the runner-up being Tringale and Steele, and in 2020, Patrick Cantlay took it home. Players to watch here. Xander Schauffele, the favorite to win, family in Japan. He has some course history here. He called this out on Instagram months ago, okay? He was saying that he wants to win this one. He's coming for this one. The second that it came out that you could get in there, he said, I'm there. Watch out. I'm ready. I'm coming for Japan. Now, is that going to be too much narrative to fuel? Maybe. But he's a top caliber player, so we need to consider him. Ricky Fowler, runner-up last year, okay, by a single stroke, okay? But as you remember, he had not broken through yet, and now he has finally broken through over the summer and is looking like a golfer that is ready to keep winning, keep that train momentum going at a golf course where he could score around 14, 15 under pars around the winning score here. He could definitely get to that number. He has some family in Japan, okay? He's got a grandfather who's Japanese or something like that. So we got some history, we got some family, we got some things going on. We got, good recent form maybe, good feels. The guy's determined to win. Then we got this dude, Cam Davis, as another player to watch. Recent form, long driver, accurate, well-rounded, clutchness, okay? All things you could say about Cam Davis. Will he blow a driver long and wayward and screw you? Sure, maybe one, yeah. But other than that, pretty clutch dude, pretty well-rounded, can pound it far, deep, accurate. Definitely a guy going to be seen a lot in the PGA Tour for years to come. He'll be a winner, a prolific winner, I think, coming up here. Win a few times coming up and be one of those big boys, okay? And then we got Tom Hoagie, feel-good Tom Hoagie play. This is my play. I've been manifesting it for 3 years. Hoagie wins Japan. You heard it here first. Hoagie wins Japan. It's coming. A big Hoagie is coming for you Japanese boys, okay? It's easy money, 60-1. And he's done good here before. Course history, he's done good here before, so I'm not going to be shocked if he wins, okay? So those are some players to watch, to look at, okay? Now we're going to take a look at the model. Here's my model that I was able to make courtesy of Rick Run Good. I'm going to upload it in now. If you don't subscribe to Rick Run Good, you should do it. $20 a month, you get all this for free. So I've weighted this. Zozo Championship based on what I think is going to be important things, and it's given me a model here, spitting me out. And I'm going to tell you the top 10 right now. Number 1 ranking out in my model is Xander Schauffele. Number 2, Ricky Fowler. Then Colin Morikawa, Sungjae Im, Hideki Matsuyama, Eric Cole, number 6. Keegan Bradley at 7, Adam Scott at 8, Sahith Theegala at 9, Cam Davis at 10. And then you have Tom Hoagie at 11, Adam Schenk 12, Norman 13, Svensson 14, Griffin 15, JJ Spawn 16, Aaron Rai at 17, Grillo at 18, Nicola Hojgaard at 19, and Akshay Bhatia at 20. So that wraps up the top 20. If you'll notice here, I scroll down a little bit, your boy Minwoo Lee rounds out to about the bottom 50 of my model, and he's a very, very popular play this week, coming in at 21% owned in this projection, probably going to, by the time the actual ownership comes out, probably more like 30-40%. And he's coming in my model as the 50th best golfer in here. Now, his projected points are still very high, but the value, terrible. Not great. What is that? You know, a lot of people are on him, and I might be fading him. I might be riding Sahith Theegala as a pivot instead at 9,000. Okay? Cam Davis still ranks highly. He's very popular. Eric Cole ranks highly. He's very popular, you know. All these guys are going to be popular, really high owned. Obviously, Xander Schauffele is going to be coming in the highest owned here. But Ricky Fowler becomes the biggest leverage play on the field. He's the second best golfer in my model, and he's projected 15% ownership. And he's got course history, like I'm saying. So if I'm going to go with that aspect of it, that's what we're going to go with. Now let's going to go to the solver, and we're going to check out some of the valuable players, golfers here in the field, what they think the value is at. And if you see here, if we sort it by value, Minwoo Lee becomes the most valuable player on their system here, which is interesting because this is with the default projections, and mine is based on my custom model that I made, and it projected him 50. It did not give him a good value. So I would say that there's something sketchy about Minwoo Lee this week. Okay, he could either come out there, blow the gates off of this tournament and come surging for a victory, or he could just fold up and be real weak and be the play you don't want here, okay? Whereas Xander and Sahith and Cam Davis and Adam Scott, as you all saw, they all panned out in my model. Davis Riley, he panned out. Sungjae Im. Cam Champ, though, he did not pan out too well. Shank panned out pretty good. Interesting. So they're seeing values in guys, and I have definitely my model valued out some of these guys, but it also got rid of some guys like Callum Tarrant. I didn't get in these Kiti Nakajima guys, so I don't know. I trust my model and more than I trust this model, and so I'm going to say that we're pretty similar here, but this Minwoo Lee character, I think, is going to be the breaker here. To me, if I'm doing what you guys are doing, okay, I'm fading Minwoo. I've been hearing a lot of Minwoo love, and I get it, but he can't hit his irons. Okay, he's losing on approach. In fact, I'll show you why he ain't modeling out. Let's go down to him, Minwoo Lee, because this is very important for this tournament. He's a very important character in the course of this tournament. So at the top of the screen here, as I scroll across, on approach, 64th, weighted 67th. So he's losing on approach. Total, though, second. So he's gaining some green across this board, but when it comes to important stats, bogey avoidance, not great. Driving accuracy, which won't be as important, not great, but greens in regulation, not hitting that many. Irons aren't doing so well. Par 4s from 350, 400, big time. Not doing so well. Par 5s from 500 to 600 yards. Not doing so well. So the implied win percentage is there, but stroke gain approach, the last 36 ain't there. Last 100 ain't there. TPC South wind with another Zoysia grass ain't there. Medium courses ain't there. He ain't getting 4+ strokes to the field, and he ain't gaining his greens. Medium courses not doing so well. Long courses even worse. So I don't know. I'm not really feeling Minwoo Lee this week. Modeling out 50th in my model. I think he's the guy that's going to get played like 40 to 50%, just like at the Wyndham or whatever it was. It was like Siwoo Kim and Denny McCarthy, and they were played 40, 50%. They got scrapped. They got absolutely scrapped. And what did you have to do? You had to play post on. So it's not like you can't play this chalk. You got to play the chalk, but you got to pivot. So I would say that if that's that, Minwoo Lee is too chalky. He's coming in too high. He's too chalky. If I'm gonna make a lineup here, I would probably have to model in a lot of Xander, a lot of Ricky. I'm probably going to be under the field on Colin. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I'd be more about right around at the field on Colin. Play him a little more Sung Jae because he's more chalk. I like this chalk of like Sung Jae, Xander, you know, I like Keegan has some chalk. Cam Davis, obviously riding hot, but a lot of people like him, and I feel like, you know, I like him too because he played good last week. But, I mean, like, I think he's a dude that I think is going to win soon. So, I mean, I definitely like him a lot, but it sketches me out when other people were on him just because he did good last week. Grillo models out. Everyone hates him. Why? Because he burned you last week. He fucking burned you last week, okay? But doesn't mean he's going to burn you this week. 8% owned, 9% owned. So he could be an easy leverage spot here. He's modeling out. And so I could see him in there. Tom Hoagie, 10% owned. Vincent Norman, another guy that burned you guys last week. Vincent Norman, modeling out big time in my model, only 8.5% owned. So what's that about? You know, right around your Svensson and your Schenk, which you all love. But Norman, you all hate. Why? Because he burned you. Get rid of the short-term memory. Start smoking some weed here, bro. Ben Griffin, 5.6% owned. He models out. See, Owen, you want those leverage plays. I'm saying some Ben Griffin, I'm saying some GJ Spawn, I'm seeing some Vince Norman as a leverage, as low ownership plays. Tom Hoagie, low owned guy that you might want to be playing here. You know, Aaron Rye, sneaky character, Grillo, you know what I mean, Bakhtier, only 5% played. Hubbard burned you last week, only 6%. You know what I mean? There's some value there. So, if we're coming down to conclusions here for this video so far, I'm going to say I'm going to be lower than the field on Minwoo. I'm probably going to avoid him, fade him. I think he's too chalky, and I think he doesn't model out in my model, okay? And I know what I'm doing here with these models. Trust me, I got it dialed in, okay? So, Ricky, we're going Ricky to win it. Xander, we're playing Xander in the lineups because he'll just be there. He'll just have to be in your lineups. I don't know if he's winning this golf tournament, but he'll just have to be in your lineups. Ricky, I think, actually wins the golf tournament. You know, Cam Davis, I think I can't avoid Cam Davis because he's been doing so good. I want him to win. I think he's going to win, but he scares me. I'm not totally sold, confident, but he drives it deep and accurate, so he should be long and in the fairway, and he's got a good, full, well-rounded game. So if he can bring that to the table this week, he should have a good week. So I like that. I definitely like Tom Hoagie. He's modeling out. He's Hoagie in Japan. It's just that funny play when it comes in. You're gonna be fucking like, really, Hoagie gonna win Japan? Come on. I like, you know, it's been a weird year at a PGA Tour. A lot of bums have won. So I mean, don't be surprised when a big odd shot bum comes in and some of these big names can't do it. So let's talk about some other things here. Incentives, okay? Who's incentivized to play? Well, a lot of these big name dudes don't have to be there. They don't have to fucking be here. So why are they here? Just for fun. Maybe because they want to go to Japan. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's my problem. Whereas there are golfers in this field that you know are there to play. They're there to win. Okay? That's why I would say about this Min Woo Lee. He's definitely there to play, there to win. Now, I don't think he has the game for it, for this track. You know what I mean? His game, I think he got the game, but I just don't think it's for this. I think he's one of those really overhyped golfers that I think he just won. Your same hype you're bringing to this Vince Norman last week or something, like or Sahith, like you brought last week, like it's there because you know what I mean. You get it, the win equity, you're just there. But then maybe just avoid that and then go right back to what you should have went back to this last week and like Sahith Theegala and Mark Hubbard and you know, whatever, the other fucking monkey. Go back to these characters that burned you last week, that have win. Vince Norman, you know what I mean? That burned you last week, have win equity, you know. Go back to them and avoid the big chalky bust of Min Woo Lee. Because to me, Min Woo Lee is like, that's the slate breaker, bro. Like, if this dude don't go off, like, you're not winning any money, it seems like, from what I've watched. I've seen all your vids. I've watched them all, okay? Min Woo Lee don't go off. nobody's winning this week, so you better hope. So in my opinion, I would say stay away, avoid them. Find the leverage. The leverage play seems to be Sahith or Keegan or somewhere in that range. Find that leverage play. Add the chalk of like Xander and Sungjae, and maybe try to find a way to play Ricky's, and hold on, because you got to play. What I would say, here's where you're gonna leverage it off here. It's like you're gonna have to use. Who's the chalk? You're going to need to use either Sungjae or Zandle as a chalky piece. Got to use one of them. Fade them both. You got to go Ricky. He's $10,000. So if you're going to fade them both, you're going to go Ricky. If you're not going to fade them, you're going to have to play one of these chalkier bums down below. So who's a chalky bum down below that models out? Adam Svensson or Adam Schenk. So one of the two Adams, okay, modeling out, coming in at 14-15%, which means one of them will probably come in higher. I've been hearing a lot of talk on the Spence character, so maybe we go with Adam Schenk. Either way, maybe we listen to the talk and we go with Svensson, but one of those two guys should model out properly. And then Cam Davis could be a piece, but he might be too expensive and also too chalky. It's tough, It could be easier just to go to Sahith, who's looking on this to have a much better value for whatever reason, higher than Cam Davis's by 2 points, right around Xander's. So Sahith becomes a very valuable golfer. So maybe we go chalky with a Xander. I'd probably end up being Minwoo Lee, and Sahith will end up being the highest owned golfers just because of this goddamn sulfur. But I mean, you know how that shit fucking goes. And we got Cam Davey. Fucking 5.6 value with Adam Scott at 5.0. Davis Riley, though, here we go. So Davis Riley coming in 6,800 could be a model against your Cam Champ, because I've been hearing a lot of Cam Champ. So do we get Davis Riley to model out here? I think we did. Yeah, we did. So we got Davis Riley to model out within our top 40, which is what we cut it down to. And so he fit right inside that top 40. Right there. So he's right inside that value. He's got a little bit of value on my model, more value on this model. So Davis Riley coming in at 6% played. What's he do right? He's good on approach. He can drive it far. Okay. TPC Craig Ranch, different course histories, gains 2 or 3 more to the field certain times, birdie percentage gained. Interesting. Medium courses. He likes medium courses. Davis Riley, maybe because of the scoring at minus 14-15 under par, might have a nice little week. So Davis Riley, $6,800 becomes a very valuable play. Okay. So we'll put in Xander as the big chalky piece. We'll put in Ricky as the guy that we also chalk in there. Interesting. And we'll probably have to go to Sahith. We're going to want to lock in this Davis Riley character. And then optimize. The optimal lineup has been found. Neesmith and Shelton. I don't want that. We need... How much money do I got left? Alright, we're gonna do this in a different thing because I just have a hard time using this solver so far. I'm kind of getting used to the solver. I'll be used to it by then. If you don't have the solver, you should try it. It's pretty much the second I bought it, I was like, why am I not using this? So you should get it for that exact reason. Because I literally thought to myself, why am I not fucking using it? Okay. Upcoming contests. Can we get one in here? So we're probably going to want to go Xander. We're probably going to want to go Ricky because it models out. We're going to have to skip a couple of these guys, unfortunately, and we're going to have to go to Sahith. Okay. Then we're going to have to go to Davis Riley because he's going to value out. And that's going to leave us with $1,300 to play with, which we're going to have to spend it on, I'm assuming, Tom Hoagie? No, we can't afford him. Can't afford the Hoagmeister. See, to me, it's like you kind of have to, in this situation, fade him and go more chalky down low. Yeah. So who's the next chalky guy up? Probably Cam Davis. I love Cam Davis, Tom Hoagie, Ricky Fowler. I mean, like, that's probably my best stack right there. What do we have left? Now that we have Sahith in there, we can put K.H. Lee. So what do we got? Buckley, Neesmith, Hall. Who models out? Someone's going to model out first for us to have a guy. Who models out? At a cheap price. What's the price we need? $6,900 remaining, guys. $6,900. Do we have a model price at $6,900 or below? Here we go, $6,900. Brandon Wu, and then $6,600 Kevin Yu, and then K.H. Lee is 11%. See, to me, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play that. Hyun Lee. And we're going to fill this one out to 100% salary map because you're going to have to use a chalkier piece. Okay, so we have more chalk because we leverage with Fowler. So we have chalk with Lee and Davis and Sahith. That should be chalky. Fowler should be coming in at least 15% or more, so it's decently chalky. Then you leverage the field with Tom Hoagie and Davis Riley. And that is a nice lineup. I'm going to save that lineup because that's a beautiful lineup. Okay. And that's going to be the video for today. Outright bets. It's tough. It's tough for me. I like to just bet, wait until the tournament starts. But if I'm going to go outright, Tom Hoagie. I love Hoagie. I got to bet him outright because his odds are so big. Other than that, odds getting big. It's like, you know, Cam Davey. I'll probably bet him 22-1. And Xander, it's hard to pass up, but it's 8-1, so I probably have to wait. But really, the guy I think is going to win this tournament is the guy who should have won it last year, and that's Ricky Fowler. So come back and see. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm taking a pluck this week, and I'm calling, and I'm going to say Ricky Fowler wins the golf tournament this week in epic fashion. Okay? And if not, then it's a sneak steal win by Hoagie from behind. Hoagie wins Japan, and then we're all going crazy, winning millions, going epically crazy, winning billions, baby. So that's the vid. Those are the picks, okay? Top guys. We went down. We went through the board. Top plucks. I love Cam Davey. I love Hoagie. And I love me some Ricky. Let's go. That's some golf. Let's fucking get it. If you don't already, like, subscribe, follow, okay? I got more content. I got tons of content. I got NFL. I got fucking everything, okay? I got TikTok. I got it all. Follow for more. Thanks for watching. Beach Street Bully Billionaire out.